A wireless message. In the summer of 1896, William Holt, a successful Chicago manufacturer, found himself seeking solace in the quiet solitude of a small unnamed town in central New York. He was estranged from his wife, a year having passed since their separation, the cause of their parting shrouded in the ambiguous phrase, incompatibility of temper. A man of few words and a staunch protector of his private life, Holt rarely shared his personal woes, yet the story he recounts here, confided in a single trusted friend, paints a haunting picture of a man grappling with loss and the unexplainable. He is now living in Europe, a testament to his desire to escape the memories that continue to haunt him. One evening, seeking respite from his turbulent thoughts, Holt ventured out from his brother's house for a walk in the countryside. Lost in contemplation of his failed marriage and the upheaval it had caused in his life, he barely registered the passage of time or the direction his steps were taking. He found himself far beyond the town's boundaries, lost in a lonely expanse of unfamiliar roads. Realizing his predicament, he smiled, a flicker of amusement amidst his turmoil. Central New York posed no real danger, and he knew he could easily find his way back. He turned around, retracing his steps. The landscape, however, had begun to shift, growing brighter, washed in an unsettling, soft red glow. He noticed his shadow stretched out long before him. The moon is rising, he thought, but the new moon, if visible at all, should have set long ago. He stopped, confused, and turned around, seeking the source of this unusual illumination. His shadow, however, remained steadfastly in front of him, while the light continued to emanate from behind. This was perplexing. He couldn't comprehend it. Again and again he turned, facing every point of the compass, but the light remained stubbornly behind him, a constant, still, and awful red. Holt was bewildered, his mind struggling to grasp the absurdity of the situation. He reached for his pocket watch, driven by a strange curiosity. The figures on the dial were clearly visible, revealing the time. 11:25. Suddenly, in a moment of blinding brilliance, the red light flared, casting a spectral glow across the entire sky, eclipsing the stars and throwing his own enormous shadow across the landscape. In this otherworldly light, he saw, hovering near him, the figure of his wife, dressed in her nightclothes, holding their child against her chest. Her eyes met his, conveying an emotion he later struggled to define, describing it only as not of this life. The flare was ephemeral, fading as quickly as it had arrived, plunging him into darkness. Yet, even in the darkness, the ghostly apparition remained, a white, motionless silhouette, gradually fading and dissolving into the shadows, like a lingering afterimage on the retina after closing one's eyes. Later, Holt recalled a strange detail. Only the upper half of his wife's body was visible, the lower half obscured from view. The darkness was relative, not absolute, and slowly, the familiar shapes of his surroundings began to reappear. As dawn broke, Holt found himself entering the town, but from the opposite direction he had left. He soon reached his brother's house, but his brother barely recognized him. His face haggard, his eyes wild, his hair prematurely streaked with gray. In a fragmented, incoherent stream of words, he recounted the unsettling events of the night. "Go to bed, my poor fellow," his brother said, his voice filled with concern, "and wait. We shall hear more of this." An hour later, the telegram arrived, a confirmation of the chilling reality. Holt's home in Chicago had been consumed by fire. His wife, unable to escape the flames, had appeared in an upstairs window, cradling their child. She stood there, immobile, her eyes wide with shock. Just as the firefighters arrived with a ladder, the floor gave way beneath her, and she disappeared from sight. The time of this heart-wrenching tragedy? 11:25, Standard Time, mirroring the moment of his encounter with the ghostly vision. The memory of the eerie red light, the spectral apparition, and the devastating fire lingered. A haunting testament to the elusive nature of time and the enduring power of love, even in the face of death. Holt's journey through grief and bewilderment took him across continents, seeking solace and an escape from the echoes of a love that defied the boundaries of life and death. The end. If you like the story, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Was there anything that surprised you? Who's your favorite character in the story? I can't wait to hear your thoughts.